Hi guys, so it's a quick impromptu live. Recently I had a really cool question from someone. I love when people ask questions on the things that I write, and she said to me, intellectually I can sort of wrap my mind around it, but I just can't see how the other body is me. Like, I just can't see it. So this is a very quick live just to help us understand what I mean by me and why this is such an issue. Okay? All right, so here goes. When we're talking, and when I say, I had another client, hold on, I'm going to back up just a little bit. Okay? I had another individual say the same thing to me this morning. She said, Sin, I know it's all me, but she said it with a sort of sound of regret and sadness. And so here's what I want to say, you guys. The me, when we say it's all me, I know it's all me, okay, what we're actually saying, okay, I know it's my story. Not me, the identity, the imaginary identity I call Cindy, not the imaginary identity I call Vicky, not the imaginary identity I call Janine. Like, none of these imaginary identities. That's not what I mean by me. And this is the reason your brain is serving as the obstacle for your story. The reason why it's so hard to see what you can't see, what you don't understand, trying to make the unconscious visible, because the only thing on display is our story, you guys. It's our story. So when I say I know it is all me and I'm sad, it's because I'm not understanding. Yes, it is. It's my story. And then when I own my story, I can change it, you guys. Understand that. Understand the power of that. When you say it is all me, take it in. Think about what you're saying. Your story is what makes the illusion of other bodies. Okay? As I said this earlier in my writings today, I said, there are two key phrases that you must understand. In the beginning was the Word, in the beginning your story, and let us make man in our image. Let us make man in our image. Well, your story is the image that man is made from. This is your child. This is the conception of yourself. This universal thing that you are looking at is the confession of your character. I cannot stress this enough. There is no them out there. It is your story. The reason this is so important is because until you understand that this is you, every single time you use your story against yourself and you judge another human being apart, you are setting in your fate. You will be on the receiving end of that. You think you're doing it to another? There is no other, okay? There is no other. It is you and your story. This is the image. This is biblical. I can't get any more basic than that. This is what's taken us 2,000 something years to understand. It's biblical. I can't get any crisper. I can't get any clearer. I can't get any easier. This is what is written. And this is how you have dominion over your world. If you treat something as separate, you will be separate. Today, for example, I had another client. Recently, we had a great conversation. She said something very interesting to me. She said, when this person is out of town, I am more comfortable with them being out of town. When they're in town, my energy goes crazy. That provides a clue. That means that you are creating the distance because of your fear of being with this person. And even though this person is what you want more than anything, you are also afraid of this connection. Hello, meet your resistance and the reason you don't have what you want. You guys are going to have to discover where you are limiting your beliefs and understand and work really hard on understanding this one thing. You are not changing them. This is why affirmations like, he loves me and he calls me all the time, Drives me nuts. Stupid. Sorry. Drives me nuts. Really does. It's counterproductive because this enforces the idea that they exist outside of you. And it drives me insane. Yes, it sort of works, but like I said, it's the equivalent of parking in front of a tree and chopping down the tree rather than moving your car in order to open your door. It's stupid. Can you do it? Yes. Is it counterproductive? Yes. Extremely counterproductive because they do not exist outside. The only one who has to change is your story within, and that instantly gets mirrored back out there. But you must live from that. You must understand everything is you. So that, for example, when you guys ask questions like, what's a commonly asked question? Should I contact them or not? That's insane. How would you treat yourself? You see how that's the problem? You're second guessing how you would treat yourself, which is why you're questioning how you should contact them. The relationship is with yourself, and that is the only thing that is being mirrored out all the time. There is nothing else on display. This is it. And to understand this is everything in life, because this is what gets you your desired state. This is what helps you understand and helps you surrender. It is you. There is no other. And we are, if you want to understand what's going on and what's happening all the time, you have to understand it's your story on display. If you dare to own this, you dare to recognize how people are you, you will have no division. I always recommend using 3D components to convince your brain that you are together, because technically you are. You see, the source light inside is making the illusion of them outside, and you are one with that source light. If you see a division outside of you, it's because you're making the division out there. You've decided he is separate from you, and therefore you see a division. It's self-made. Space and time are illusions that you make. And this is really hard. This is new paradigm type stuff. No one told you, hey, you make space and time. That has not sunken in for some people, and you believe that time is somehow out of your control. I call bullshit. You are the maker of time. You are the maker of the space illusion. You are the maker of everybody. Although it is true that everything is God, in your reality, these bodies don't exist without you. Because it's your story. And if you can remember this at all time and harness in on the power of your story, on your narrative, and you can understand that it's all you, and every single time you encounter another human being, you use them as the mirror that they are, because that's what it is. You will not get caught up in this drama loop. You'll always be on the receiving end of good stuff, because you realize that everything outside of you is you. The mystery of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is the easiest thing to understand. It's all you. It's all you. There's no other. It's you and your story, your story is the universe. This is your image, and this is what mankind is made in. 1, 2, 3. This is not Cindy's teachings. These are God's. I'm just the messenger. Why am I so sure? Because for some reason, I don't know why, God chose me and showed me how the 3D illusion was made. God bless America. I didn't even know that I could enter heaven while alive, so this is a big deal. And now I know what I know. I can't unsee what God showed me, and as a result, I can share it with everybody. Fantastic. I enjoy being the messenger. But you need to stop and realize that there is nothing out there. The focus can't be out there. The focus needs to be on, how do I feel about myself? What is this obsession that I have with this person? And what feeling am I trying to capture? Because this represents the needs that I am not giving myself and I'm seeking for another to fulfill. And so the reason that I'm missing this person so much is because on some level, I know this person provides that. This is erroneous. Very erroneous. This is how we see backwards. Because what they are doing is providing you a clue as to what you need to give yourself so that you won't be seeking it outside of you. You can't be looking out there. Now here's the best part, and here's what you're so afraid of. You're afraid that by taking your attention off of the physical reality that you'll somehow be detached and that you'll live in some kind of la la land. Well, that's not it. When you release the hold on what you didn't want, you can enter what you do want. But you have to understand that you gotta let go. You gotta let go. If reality was a waiter that was bringing you your water, holding on to the reality, like not letting him go because you're afraid that the waiter won't come back, is not serving you. It's not serving you. Not in the least. You are the obstacle. And if you're willing to look at that without fear, without judgment, and see how it is serving you, the rest falls into place. I cannot tell a lie. I cannot begin to describe how cool it is to be one with your lover. But when I say that you must embrace this oneness so much, you must take your attention off of what you think is happening and put it in here where it is true always. What will happen in your reality is, it's kind of cool. This is my reality, okay? If I eat a diet product and it doesn't agree with my stomach, I won't know because he or she will feel it. Not me. We share a body. If I have a headache, they have a headache. It's the same body. And it's crazy how in tune and one you are, regardless of how physically present you are. But you all must learn that your desires just need you to get out of the way. Just get out of the way. Desires are manifestations. If you just get out of the way, stop saying it's not there, and start using your faith to say, thank you, God, for giving me what is there. The law proves itself, but you have to put your money where your mouth is. You have to start living from here. Your actions have to align with that. But you have to understand what it is. This is why I don't recommend blanket affirmations without knowing what exactly you're trying to hide from. Okay? Fact of the matter is, I can use blanket affirmations. Sure, I can treat myself for chemo because I appear to have cancer symptoms, or I can get to the root of it and understand what it is I'm trying to treat so that I have a plan of action to help me overcome and become who I'm supposed to be in the process. I allow the problem to work itself out because I know it's not a problem. It's me. It's my story. I'm willing to own it. If I can own it, I can change it. If I can own it, I can change it. This is so important. Because you must reach the level of awareness where you are not happening to the other way around. You don't believe that circumstances are happening to you. You must understand that you are the creator of those circumstances, and they will mirror back exactly what you're thinking all the time. It's your story. So when you say, how is this person me? I want you to understand, it's your story. So the next thing you better say is, treat and love this person as if it's you. How do you want to be seen? Problem with most people is they don't know how to love themselves. And that is the reason you are second guessing how to treat another human being in a relationship. And so what they're doing is providing you the clarity. Now, I know that we are not supposed to be needy. And I know there's a certain level of self-sufficiency, a sort of enjoying of our own company, a lack of need that is glorified. And yes, I'm 100% component of that. Okay? But there is an extreme opposite that's not in balance of someone who convinces themselves they don't need anyone, and that is not true. Human nature is made for connection, and we need each other so we can mirror one another, because we can't look into our own eyes. We can't see them. We can't look into our own eyes. We need another human being to show us what we look like on the inside. So we are designed for that connection. We have to be careful of, it's not to be an extreme leech or have the type of energy that if something goes wrong with this connection, your whole world goes upside down. This is codependency. This is the extreme opposite of what I'm talking about. So I want you to have a balance between understanding that, yes, the connections are needed, but I want you to be mindful of what those connections are and not be dependent on them, because they actually only show up to show you what you need to see inside yourself. And as soon as you understand that, you can be freed of the desire of them. And what happens when you are freed of this desire is the world brings it to you. And that's a pretty cool place to be. Right? So I've gone over. I hope you take a minute to let this sink in. I apologize that I have been not on lives. You guys, I am in the process of moving, packing, home inspectors. You can just imagine everything that's going on. So I have been a little crazy, and I apologize. I've only been working with my clients one-on-one. But I will try to make a concerted effort to at least appear once a week, if not more, in the interim while I kind of get through this transition. All right? In the interim, think about what I'm saying. The invisible you is on display everywhere. It looks as if it's not you. It is your story. This counterpart energy will teach you about yourself. Don't forget that. There are several possible potentials of what you will see if you understand the mirror. Things that have not occurred yet to your present moment, so it appears to be in the future, although it exists already, so it is the now. Things that have occurred to you in the past that you have either overcome or learned the hard way, and so now when it appears again, you'll be able to bypass it with your wisdom of what not to do. Past. The things that you judge as not you, complete and total opposite, your judgment mirror or your present moment. These are when you find yourself giving the advice you need to follow yourself, how easy it is to tell others what to do, but you don't take your own advice. And so this present moment, so those mirrors are going to shine a light into who you are. Now what's important is when you see these future mirrors, what's important is you don't say that's them and they have what I want and I don't. Instead, you congratulate yourself and you're like, hallelujah, they're appearing because this is my source image now. As soon as I identify with being this and I accept them that they are me, I get to experience what they're experiencing. Because the only reason they're appearing outside of me is because I think that they are separate and this is not me right now. Therefore, I will make it appear outside of me. You guys look at this wrong when you guys say, well, how come my friend has what I want? What the hell? Like, you're looking at that wrong. You're not congratulating yourself when this occurs. Because you are that source image. And as soon as you tell your brain this, your brain will have you enter that. You have a deeply rooted responsibility to care for the narratives in your head and be very mindful of the story you are judging, because the story is your only conception. You're Jesus Christ's son. The universal experience that is you. All of your living memories made into billions of other patterns to look like other bodies of experience so you can see yourself on every dimension at once. When you truly love everything about you, you will be able to spot yourself inside everything at once. Everything. Okay? If you can do this, you will have no division and you will lose your desire for people outside of you. You will realize the power to experience whatever you want is in here, not out there. Then you start living from there. Your actions line up from there. Your moves, your every experience lines up from there. Your actions and your desires must match in order for you to enter the state. Wishful thinking is wishful thinking. The difference between wishful thinking and manifesting is acknowledging the desire is already done and living from that state. Living from that state. So in other words, if I want to become a 10K runner, and I don't, I don't, but let's say I did, okay? I can wish that all day long, but if I don't take one step outside, that's wishful thinking. The second I take one step outside and I continue every single day, even if all I do is make it around the block just once, but I persistently keep going, I will become that 10K runner. My actions must align with my desires for me to enter the state. When you discover that, you can have any experience you want. It's a very good place to be. You'll never hold on to your desires. You'll be like, hey, waiter, just come back with that water anytime you want. Okay? You have to have that attitude. Anytime you second guess something, recognize this as the moment that you don't know how to treat yourself. And this is the reason for the contention. Your triggers point to your basic core needs that are not being met and to the actions that you have done to compensate for the fact that you are ignoring yourself. That directly correlates to how you're treated out there. It's an exact image. I can't stress this enough. As soon as we realize this, you can't hold anyone accountable. You can't blame them for what they are. Sure, you're going to have boundaries. Sure, you're going to understand what you need, what you want, don't want, all of this stuff. But there's no more about, you did that to me. That story is gone. Radical forgiveness takes over. Radical forgiveness is not, oh, let me let bygones be bygones. Let me ignore the fact that that hurt me. No. Radical forgiveness is acknowledging who you are, acknowledging your humanness, acknowledging it hurt, allowing yourself to be a victim for as long as you need to, and then resolving your mind to say, okay, I allowed myself to give myself a pity party. Now, what is this trying to teach me? How is this serving me? What can I do to change this? This will help me get to the other side. As soon as I figure out why I'm so upset. And if I'm not afraid to look at it, I will get through the trigger. Okay, now I've gotten you guys all this far, and what has been happening lately is you'll say, Sen, I did the work. I totally thought I was there, and it just happened again. So this one, just for you, Brian, when you do pay attention, okay? When this occurs, you guys, it's your final test. Your ego is going to make a last-ditch effort to see if your triggers still trigger you. And you have to pass the test. And the only way to know that you have passed the test is to not be triggered by the illusion. Okay? To see that it doesn't have the same emotional charge because you've understood how it served you. All suffering, I told you guys this, occurs because you're asking why of causation, and you are causation. So you're perpetuating the I don't know why this is happening to me whiny butt syndrome that we have to get out of and get more to like, oh, I see why this happened to me. You have peace in order for nothing to change externally except for your understanding. When that changes, the external changes. It's instant. All right, you guys. I hope that helps. I love you. Hi, everybody. Hi, Anna. Thank you for watching. Hey, guys. Ruth Ann, I love you. All right, you guys. Take in what I'm saying and understand. Do not forget that every single person outside of you is you. You're home free after that. Okay? As for the, it's temporary. If you can not be, as for the trigger, because Brian, you just joined us. As for the trigger, you guys, if the trigger occurs and you feel as if you've done the work and you realize it, it's okay. As long as you catch it, if you notice it, you won't spiral out of control. And once it loses its charge, it doesn't have to happen again. It won't. It's no longer a point of contention that goes back into our closet to be circled back around for you to experience. So the thing about our paradigm, the thing about discovering our story, the thing about figuring out who we are, is that it runs on repeat over and over again until you no longer need it. So that's why it's so important to identify what's going on in your core needs and where the point of contention is and how the trigger is helping you. Because then the next time a trigger happens, you won't be tempted to get angry, upset. You'll be like, that's this again. That's this again. I get it. Okay, cool. And once you let it go, you'll get to the other side. You don't have to stay in this. Our existential kink, you could call it that, is that we are addicted to the pain and the idea of not knowing and the idea of, oh my God, what happens next? And we get addicted and we tend to get stuck here. And so if that occurs, it's okay. We just have to let go. Just have to let go and let it unfold. All right, you guys. I love you. I've missed you. I'll try and do another live soon. And I might be headed to Florida. This is why I said my life's a little crazy right now. So I'll see you guys soon. Love you, and hope to see anybody who lives in Florida soon too, right? Kick or kink? Existential kink. Kink. It's actually, Janine, it's a book, you guys. It's a great book. And it sort of lets us make peace with the down and dirty side of us that enjoys the drama. And a lot of times we refuse to look at that, which is why we have triggers. And once you can see through these and kind of accept them, you start doing that whole thing called unconditional love and acceptance. And when you do that, the outer illusion does that. And the outer illusion wants you and only you, and really appreciates everything special about you. So please remember that. All right, you guys. Love you. Bye.